coaching the Hilltops, 26 as a head coach. Tom Sargent joining us, my former teacher, my former coach for a brief stint. Sarge, nice to see you, my man. Things are good. And look at you going to another national championship.
Hey, the Global Boys. How the heck are you guys doing? Long time no see. Isn't this something?
Hey, Sarge.
Oh, yeah, life's pretty good. Life's pretty good. Hey, Harry, how you doing? Yeah, life's pretty good.
What, Okanagan, they came in here last year and they played the Thunder. I was actually quite surprised. I'm going to get back to an old Hilltops Okanagan memory in a bit, but they rolled in private bird. They brought fans. Quite the organization that they've built there in the Okanagan.
Oh, no question. They're very unique. You know, we've been around their story for a long time. And, when I first got on this coaching gig as a head coach, it was Okanagan. That was a tough one to kick the door down. We'd got out of our league, and in 98, 99, we lost by 3-1 game. And in the Canadian final in 2000, we were marching through an interception, lost in the last minute to them theirs. And then we're fortunate in 2001 to kick the door down against the Okanagan Sun. And then from there, it's, we've sort of been doing some pretty good work in and along the way, and no question, what a mighty test this weekend. They're talented, great organization. They know how to recruit, and they do it. They do it in a certain style. They're a little different, and as I said, it's been fun to observe over the last I'd say 15, 20 years.
Sarge, you've obviously been around coaching long enough to see different teams, different seasons, how a season goes. So, heading into this, do you feel there's a team that has more of an advantage, that has maybe been more battle tested like you guys have this year, rather than a team that's coasted? I don't want to say coasted, but gone undefeated through a season and really hasn't been as battle tested. Do you feel like the advantage lays with that team that hasn't had an easy run of it to the final?
Well, I've been blessed to be on both sides of the ball, and right now I'm on one side, and I like the side they're on. They do make things look pretty easy, and as I said, they're very well coached. They got great athletes, and so it's easy to get into that. Like, look at us. Look how we started the year. Our first game of the year, we get blown out of the water by Winnipeg, 31-11 or whatever. So you think I was thinking about us being in a Canadian final? That's the least thing I was thinking about. So, and hey, look at last weekend. Son of a gun, for 52 minutes, we got outplayed. Simple as that. But, we face adversity all year. We've dealt with it. And, in the long run, I don't know which way it works until next Sunday at 4:00. But I do know this team is galvanized. The coaching staff's galvanized. And, at the end of the day, what I think, I don't care who's got more talent or whatever. Well, who's the hungriest team? Who wants it the most? And that's what it comes down to. And that's why I'm still digging in film and grinding, looking for this, looking for that, to make sure that, when we come out on Sunday at 1:00, we should come out and play our best game of the year. It's game 11. We should. And we're going to need to.
I would have loved to be in the locker room to see that speech, or on the bus on the way after that Winnipeg loss. I'm sure you weren't too impressed. But okay, so the one thing I want to talk maybe about having it at home, I'm still going to call it Gordie Howe Bowl for me. I remember the one year, and I think it was a semifinal. It wasn't the national final, where Okanagan rolls in. Harry, you and I are on Global. And the city, for some reason, decided to scrape the field because there was a little bit of snow. Well, they took all the grass off. They took everything. It was a parking lot. It was hard ground. Okanagan shows up, and they're like, well, what are we supposed to put on our feet? Like, how are we supposed to play on this? And I was a smart aleck, and I still am. I was like, broomball shoes would be the play if you could muster up 50 of those. But having it at home, Sarge, at Gordie Howe Bowl, do you think that's going to matter much in this one?
Well, you know what? When you get to the big games, sometimes I prefer to get on the road because there's a little more distractions when you're at home and, just everything around it. But, our home surface, we love playing at home. We got great fans and, we're going to be energized for everything. And, hey, the colder it gets, I think the better it is for us. But then you got to go back to about 3 years ago when Okanagan won their first championship in a long time against Regina. That was a cold day. So, that coaching staff, they've been through it too. But, they got a new team. It's all new faces and all of that. And, you go there when it's +8. Well, +8's +8 there. You know what? +2 is not +2 here. So it's going to be different. And that is an advantage because, our Prairie boys are used to, this is what they're used to used to playing in and what they understand. So, you know what? We're going to hit hard. We're going to block hard and tackle hard. And hopefully when they hit the ground, it's not as much fun as what they're used to.
So when I went through your roster, because now I'm at an age where I'm looking for people whose kids might be people that I know, and I came across Isaiah Valderuten.
Oh.
And I was immediately struck by the fact that he plays both sides of the football. Now, how does this kid from Elizabeth, New Jersey, end up at the Saskatoon Hilltops and allowing Tom Sargent letting him play both sides of the ball for a storied organization such as the Hilltops? This is a story in itself.
Yeah, you bet. What a great kid Zay is. Yeah, you know, we go for groceries once a week. We have a lot of fun with that. But, well, here's what happened. Number one, our starting safety was a fifth-year player, stud, Dalton Urban. We sent him to Ryder Camp. Was doing real well, and goes to the first exhibition game, blows his knee out. Now we're compromised. So Isaiah, we have a recruiting site, so it's one of these dark horses where, you know, I started going back and forth, and I'm the worst recruiter in the world. I hate it. I'm not into it. I don't like it. But anyways, we start going back and forth, and it's like, well, you know what? Because I need something now, and his film, two-way film, it's off the charts. And hey, he's from New Jersey, so you think, well, New Jersey's known for tough football. So we get going, and then, so I'm in Minnesota, and this is, so the other two guys are from Minnesota. Well, so I'm going to fly him out there. Of course, I'm going to put him through some paces and sort of figure this out. Well, he skips the plane. Now I'm fierce. I phone him back. I'm at the airport at 7 a.m. Like, I'm on holidays. I'm trying, you know, and so I'm just ripping this guy. You're a joke, and done. Leave it. And then we just keep going, and he felt bad, and he'd never been on a plane before. So it's, you know, like, think about it. Could you imagine the first time, never heard of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, so, you know, I could be whatever, but it's amazing how it's turned out. He's come in here, caught that big touchdown, you know, that was just, hey, at the end of the day, you make sure that ball's thrown to him in the big environment, and he makes the play, and you know, it's just been an absolute stalwart all year. So, you know what? That's the first time we've ever brought Americans in. We brought three guys in, David from Minnesota, high-end players, Zay, and hey, we're not in this big game without those three guys. I don't really agree with the rule, but it's a rule, and every other team's been doing it. So, you know, it's time, you know, either you complain about it or you just shut up and start doing it, and we'll continue doing it in the future. So that's, in a quick nutshell, that's how that thing worked out, and sure happy it did.
I love it. Okay,
awesome.
last one I want to ask you, because I wanted to ask you this for a long time, and man, I go back to grade 9 at Bedford Road, right? And you're tearing me a new one up and down the halls.
You deserved it.
And all that, yeah. I did. It wasn't the greatest kid. In grade 9, I matured. What's the coach that, when you were younger and as you went on, what was the coach that you looked up to? Did you model yourself after anyone, Sarge?
Well, absolutely. You know, when I just looked based in Saskatoon, I was blessed to start, you know, I finished playing in 87, started coaching with the Hilltops in 91. So, you know, Dave Hardy was a big inspiration to me. You know, and then to work with Kelly Bowers and Doug Humbert, who taught me a lot about, you know, like Kelly with that Bedford background. I was a Bedford guy, and just how passionate, you know, just to make, you know, keep after kids, coach them hard, but make them feel good. And, you know, I'm getting better at it, but I'm still who I am, and you can't change that. But, you know, those were sort of the main guys. But I did a ton of reading as we went along this journey, and, you know, so Vince Lombardi, you know, Bill Cowher, just, you know, those type of styles. But Ralph Schoenfeld, my old high school coach, who, you know, was a coach at Bedford, Scott Farmer. So there's a huge amount of my parents, a lot of people sort of, you know, have a piece within me. But, you know, at the end of the day, I just love to coach. That's what it was. That's what it is. And that's why I'm still doing it now. And, you know, can't wait to do it in the future. But, you know, I know this weekend I got to coach my best game in a long time. So do my coaches. And, you know, I'm challenging there. I'm still challenging like I should and believing in what I should. And, you know, as I said, love what I'm doing. So, hey, Here I am. What a gift.
It's awesome. Well, go and get it. Go and get another one, Sarge. It's a pleasure to talk to you, and great to see that you're still going and can add another national championship.
Okay, you guys mean a lot. I appreciate this. Thank you.
Good luck on the weekend.
Right on.
You betcha.